Hello, Guam Warriors. It's Chaplain Crosley here from the QFAC, actually, enjoying the nice view and the free food. I had to travel for my civilian job to the States for a meeting in Miami earlier this week, so now I'm here for an extended stay, trying to make the best of it and be productive. But I want to talk to you guys today during this virtual drill for this 2-minute sermon about a guy named Joseph. So Joseph was a guy in the Old Testament in the Bible, Genesis 37 through 50, the end of the chapter, the first book of the Bible, tells his story. And the reason I like Joseph is because he's a guy that knew the pit, literally the pit, to prison, and he knew the palace. Pit, prison, palace. He knew the ups and downs of life, and through all of that, he's continued to stay focused on God and realize that God had a plan for his life, and it was bigger than just him. So real quick, his brothers didn't like him, right? He was kind of favored by his father. His dad made him a special coat. They were jealous. They said, hey, let's kill our brother. One brother sticks up for him, and then they throw him in a pit. Joseph gets sold to a group of people traveling to Egypt. Now he's in Egypt, sold to kind of the security detail guy, Potiphar. Potiphar's wife makes a false accusation against him about raping him, which she didn't do. All this craziness happens to him, and he continues to look towards God and says, God, you're sovereign through all of this stuff that people don't like me and the way they're treating me. The long story short ends up that he eventually, after going to prison for being falsely accused, gets out for interpreting a dream and has favor with the new leaders and is then put in a position of authority. So from the pit to prison to now he's in the palace. He's the second in command in Egypt because of God's hand on his life. And also, he had to stay focused on God through these ups and downs. And then his brothers, because of a famine in the land, come to Egypt. And ironically, as the story turns at the end, it's their brother Joseph that they tried to kill years earlier that ends up saving their life and saving their people. And here's a verse in the book of Genesis chapter 45. He says this, when he's talking to his brothers, after he recognizes them, they recognize him, and they have this reunion in Egypt during this famine. He says, I am your brother Joseph, whom you sold into Egypt. And now you do not be grieved or angry with yourselves, because you sold me here as a slave. For God sent me before you to preserve life. Again, he acknowledged that God had a bigger purpose, bigger plan for his life, and so he does with you and with all of us. Whether you're in quarantine like me, whether you feel like you're in the pit of life right now, or in a prison-type situation, God can redeem anybody's life, any situation. But the key is, like Joseph, we learned here, is to stay focused on him and realize there's a bigger picture for everything we go through. Faith and valor.